Hey there, Jan Burt here. Here is the Canva video to show you the worksheets in a little bit clearer format for the Homeschool Planning Made Simple webinar that you are part of. Okay, first of all, there's a picture of me and my youngest daughter when she graduated from high school. I keep that as my Canva profile picture because it was a really happy memory. It was a big deal to get to the very end of the end. They had all graduated, all five, and it was the end of an era, and it's a happy reminder for me of a job well done across the finish line. Okay, so the first thing you see right above that picture of my daughter and I is what will be the cover of the PDF that contains the worksheets. Now, these three worksheets are also included in the user guide. I tried to make it super simple because Homeschool Planning Made Simple. So the title is just Printable Worksheet Pages. Okay, so when you look for that in everything that you got as a part of this webinar, that's where the worksheet pages will be for you to print out year after year. I'm not 100% sure if you can see my cursor, my mouse. It's a purple arrow. If not, we're just going to move through the worksheet pages from the left side of the screen over to the right. Like left side if you're looking at it, it's from your left hand side. Right hand if you're turned around looking away, which wouldn't make any sense. So worksheet number 1. This is the first worksheet I mentioned in the webinar, the one where I talked about gathering everything for every subject for every kid. If you need to look at like a math curriculum that you're using online and you don't have like a book for that, just on a sticky note or on a note card, something, write down the name of that curriculum, that resource, and the number of lessons or pages or whatever that it's going to take to complete it. Everything goes on worksheet number 1. Now, the way I designed worksheet number 1, because I liked it to be a little less cluttery when I was in this planning stage, I like to have one of these worksheets for every subject for every child. So it might be my youngest daughter here. One of these might be for her science. Now, obviously, there's a lot of lines on this page. And if I'm just writing down her math curriculum, which would have been one book or one math class at, when she did dual enrollment, I don't need all of these lines. So you are welcome to, of course, tweak this and make it work for you. I invite you and encourage you to just maybe go ahead and ignore the subject line and just for each student write all of their resources on worksheet number 1. Could take a couple of lines for history, one line for math, a line or two for science, write piano lessons on there, all that kind of stuff. Whatever you need to be planning into making time for, making room for that student for the homeschool year, whatever you want them to get done. Feel free to use one worksheet for each kid for all their subjects. I like it cleaner and neater, but again, math is just one line. So you just save the printing too if you want. Go ahead and just tweak this, adjust it as you need to. Let's move over to the next worksheet, worksheet number 2. And they each have like the number right up there in the corner. Worksheet 1, worksheet 2, worksheet 3. Super simple. Name, subject, year. Okay, so you need one of these worksheets. Worksheet number 2, you need to print out one copy for each subject for each student. So if you have 2 children you're homeschooling and they're each going to do 5 subjects next year, print out 10 of these. Yes, that seems like a lot of printing. However, you only do this once a year, and it's like an investment into your sanity for the year to take this time and print these out and plan all in one place, all at one time. Just get it done in one big push, one go, get it done, and then you're done planning for the year. So look at it that way rather than that's a lot of printing. You're only going to do this once a year. Okay, so name, subject, academic year. So like my dog's name is Jack. He's the only one left in our home. He's 15 and a half. I would put Jack right here. I would put the subject on the subject line and I would write 2024, 2025 for the year. Simple, right? You just write down the name of the book that you're going to use and the number of pages or lessons. If it's an online math curriculum, you might write whatever the name of the program is and then the number of lessons. For math, if you're using one program and there are 145 lessons, it's very simple. You just write 145 down here where it says total number of pages or lessons. If you have like 5 different books they're going to be reading for British literature, you would write down the title, maybe Oliver Twist, and the number of pages, probably 425, and add up all of the pages from all of the resources and write that total number right there on the line that says total number of pages. And then you would divide the total number of pages by the number of weeks in your homeschool year. How many weeks will you be homeschooling? That's what I want you to think about. And if you've never thought about it before, it's pretty easy to calculate. Like if you are following kind of a 9-month year, that's about 38 weeks. Let's say you're going to homeschool for about 10 months, but you know you're going to take probably a little bit of time off at Christmas. And so it's not going to be 42 weeks. You're going to take 2 weeks off, so it would be 40 weeks. Just however many weeks you're going to homeschool for. That's the number you need to divide the number of pages by. So take the total number of pages, divide it by the number of weeks, and then voila, you have your answer to to fill in on that bottom line, pages to be completed weekly. Now you go over here to worksheet number 3. This is the master worksheet for weekly planning. This is the one that I mentioned in the webinar was so helpful for me when the transcript program that I had been using kind of just went kaput and totally erased my daughter's entire high school transcript. And she even had been doing some work in middle school, working ahead on things that, because there are some middle school credits that you do in middle school that count toward high school graduation. All of that was gone. She had been working at this for like 6 years. And here it is, time to fill in the last information from the final semester and send it off with her college applications. Gone, just gone. Well, I went back and found these master worksheets for those 6 years for her and recreated the transcript. It still took me some time, but if I hadn't had this, I don't know what I would have done. It would have been really difficult. So it is nice to have everything documented in one place. You put the student's name at the top and the year, and then you will only have one of these for each of your students. So if you've got 2 kids, you'll have 2 of these master worksheets. If you have 5 kids like I did, you'll have 5 of these master worksheets. Then all you do is you just write down. It's really simple. I know I keep saying it's simple, but I want you to know that even if it feels overwhelming the first time you fill this out, like you're like, is this really going to work? Am I doing this right? You're doing it right. It really is going to work. It's simple. I keep saying it's simple so that it's like almost like an earworm. It's in your head. You know how simple it is. You just write down the name of the book or the resource, online math program, and how many lessons you need to do each week. If you already figured out that you need to do 3 math lessons a week to complete this in 10 months, then you just write 3 next to that. If you're, say, doing your language arts, then you write down the name of the book that they're doing first, right? Like think about what book are they going to, like you can list all of the books on here that they're going to be doing for each of those subjects all at once and get it knocked out. And then as you like finish up, say they're reading 5 different books for British literature that year, as they finish each one, you can put like a little check mark next to it over on the side if you want to, so that you know that they finished Oliver Twist and now they're on to A.E.W. Mason's The Four Feathers, right? And they have to read 25 pages a week in that book to be finished by the end of the school year. That's as simple as it gets. Once you get to this point of worksheet number 3, it really is super duper simple. And then when you're planning your homeschool each week, this is the page that you look at, homeschool mom or homeschool dad. You look at this master worksheet and you would say, for this student, as I jokingly said, my dog Jack, he needs to do 3 math lessons this week. And so that's what I would assign my children in their own individual planners. 3 math 3 math lessons for that week. Read 2 chapters of your literature book. Do 3 science lessons and 1 science lab. It really is that simple. Piano lessons, you need to practice 15 minutes a day, 3 days this week. Boom, that simple. And you have a nice record for every single child, for every single school year, in case you need to create like a master record or turn anything in. It's just nice to have that starting point. Okay, that's it. I'm going to wrap up this little tutorial of the worksheets. Always feel free to reach out to me at any time. My website is just my name, janlburt.com, and there is that chat box, that text box. It doesn't charge you any texting fees. Don't worry if there's any fees involved with it. I pay it on my end. It also goes straight to my replies email at my website. If you have questions or concerns, do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I will be more than happy to get back with you as quickly as I possibly can. Thank you for being part of the Homeschool Planning Made Simple webinar. If this encouraged you or you want to share it with anybody, if you start using the resource and you really like it, feel free to share it. Let's just spread this around far and wide to be an encouragement to as many homeschoolers as possible. If I can help you to be encouraged and to take something off your plate and to keep you in the homeschool game without losing your mind, I'm here for it. Alrighty, Jan Burt signing off, and happy homeschooling to you.